record at breakfast because it was so crowded and so loud. But we had like eggs and oatmeal, and this is Jaden's oatmeal. Brown sugar. The brown sugar kind of melted, but this it kind of looks gross, but it's really, really good. And we got bagels and cereal and orange juice.
Coffee.
And really good coffee. I am impressed with their breakfast here. It's pretty good. And Jaden didn't want to come, so this is his. I'm bringing him oatmeal to the room. Now that we're back in the room and Jaden finished his oatmeal, what are we getting ready to do?
Aquatica!
We're going to Aquatica!
We're gonna ride some water slides.
Gonna ride some water slides. Gonna go in the river rapids. Right?
Wait, they have a river rapids there?
I think they have a lazy river, and they have rapids that is not so lazy.
Yeah.
It's very rough.
It goes fast and it gets deep.
It's really fun. It doesn't get deep.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
I think Aquatica is the one that I almost drowned because my snorkel went underwater.
Oh no. But it's super fun, and we are so excited, and we're gonna have a good time.
Yep.
So follow us along if you'd like. So we just walked out of the room without our room key, so Gary's getting a new one, and I took the kids to the car. So we're just waiting for him. I don't think it's the best day for a water park. I think we're gonna get rained out, honestly, but we'll try to do as much as we can do before the storm comes. But I think it's supposed to be raining on and off all day. General parking here is $30, so that's something to keep in mind. If you stay at a SeaWorld resort, though, it's free parking, so that's something to think about. So what have you done so far, Jaden?
We have done we have done Ray Rush and the side next to Ray Rush. I don't remember what that one's called, but we've also done the River Rapids, and we did the Racers. And so far, my favorite has been Ray Rush, and it's like your entire family can get into one too, so it's really fun.
What have you done so far?
I only done the rabbits and little kid area.
The kid area, it's so fun. We had so much fun in there, didn't we, buddy?
Yeah, we also watched them go down.
The racers, yeah. Which, they were really delayed, so they all lost. But out of these three, I think Gary won.
Yeah, my two got stuck, so a worker helped me.
Oh, no way!
Yeah,
it got stuck like...
she lifted my board that we lay on, and then she like pushed it.
Oh my gosh. So Gary and the kids just went on Walhalla Wave.
Which is the one that I was talking about earlier that I couldn't remember the name of.
Yes. And I stayed out, and I just kind of sat by our chairs. It took an hour for them to get off that ride. I don't know how I feel about leaving things on chairs and walking away from them. If you want to buy a locker, I suggest doing it because we didn't. And we had like a bunch of stuff on our chairs. And I was sitting there with 5 chairs, and people were coming up and trying to steal our chairs with me sitting there. So I can't imagine what people would do if I wasn't sitting there. They were also moving our shoes and our t-shirts and trying to sit in our chairs. So just keep that in mind. You might want to buy a locker. You might not want to leave your stuff laying around. And what did you just go on?
The Hollow Wave.
What do you think?
It was fun, but it like kind of hurts your arms from the handlebars.
It might have just been because he's still very small, and he felt like he was stretching his arms backwards to hold on to the handles.
And there was like very small like little tiny drops.
Just little tiny ones.
Like, I don't know how to explain it, but
Cohen's not really a thrill seeker, so it was nice and easy for him, right? And you would ride it again?
yeah.
It was a blast?
And there was one little part, like going to a tube.
You go into a tube?
At one little part.
Yeah.
Of the whole time.
And you loved it? You'd ride it again? Awesome. Gary and the kids are in line. Oh, he's waving. He was just waving. They're in line for Mango Market, which there's only a few places open right now to eat. I'm not really, they must be low in staff or something, so the line is very big. So it's gonna be a while until we get lunch. So, Gary, Jaden, and I all got the buffalo chicken fries. Look pretty good. And then the other two got regular chicken tenders. So, these buffalo chicken fries are pretty darn good. Fry a bit of the buffalo chicken. They're really good. Probably the best thing I've eaten here since we've been here. I like them a lot. So, we are back at the hotel. It is 3:18. We decided to leave. It was getting really crowded. It was raining, but it wasn't lightning, so that was good. But it was getting super crowded. Cohen, Callie, and I went into the rapids again while Jaden and Gary went to ride some more rides. And it was really crowded in there. It was getting really crowded. There was a photographer standing on the edge of the rapids, like on land, and he was taking family photos of people in the rapids, which I thought was extremely weird and unsafe. And for example, Cohen was in a current and he slammed into that family who was taking pictures. Cohen has the hiccups and he has the camera, and that's why it keeps jumping every time he hiccups. But anyway, he was in a current and he slammed into the family who was taking pictures, and it pulled him under, and he was like trapped under these people, and they weren't moving. They were not moving. So I'm like, do you not feel the kid drowning like underneath you? So I grabbed the guy's arm because I'm in a current myself, and it was my only way to get him out from under the water. It was the only way that I could get him. So I grabbed the guy's arm, and with my other arm, I'm pulling him out of the water. It was ridiculous. Like, it was so strange and so weird. But anyway, he's fine. He had a life vest on, but he was stuck under there. And then I was like, okay, we need a break from the river. So we got out and we went back to our chairs. It started raining. So we go to our chairs where we have an umbrella, and there's a full family sitting on our bag and our shirts and our shoes. And I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, you're in my seat. And she's like, oh, we're just trying to get out of the rain. And I'm like, well, I am too. And they refuse to move. So me and my kids just sat in the rain, which wasn't a big deal because we were already wet. But the fact that they like stole someone's seat, they knew they stole someone's seat, our things were there, and then sat on our stuff with their wet bodies and then refused to move when we came back was just so incredibly rude. And I was just over it. There was a lot of rude people there today, and I was just ready to go. We did have fun though. We did have fun. Just towards the end of the day, I got agitated with people. But I don't know what we're going to do the rest of the day. We're pretty tired. And I think my face is sunburned. wonder where we are on our way to Cece's after just hanging out at the hotel for a while. I edited some videos. The kids played with their toys. I took a shower. I washed my hair, but didn't bother to go during it because it's raining out. Yeah, we're just gonna grab a quick dinner. We haven't been to Cece's Pizza in a really long time, and it just sounds really good to us. So Cece's, it's amateur hour, but it's always fun. The kids like it. And then right next door was a connected souvenir shop. It said Disney souvenir, but it was like Universal stuff too. And those are always fun to just look at. You can always find some silly things. And we found this cutout of Harry Potter, and I'll put that clip in here. Your girlfriend. You.
Dad, what do you think of this?
As you can see, we're just being total goofballs and making a fool out of ourselves in the store, but that's okay because it was empty. But now we're going back to our hotel room. We're probably going to pack up a few things, and we're leaving tomorrow. But before we leave tomorrow, we are going to stop by Disney Springs and see what we can get into there. So stay tuned for that. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you real soon.